I mean, the past year and a half we've been living, uh, TV has basically completely changed. I mean, we've been trapped in our houses and watching a lot more of it, but at the same time, a lot of the platforms have started to come out to give Netflix competition, and it's completely changed the landscape. So that being said, our viewerships of what traditionally was linear are completely different. You know, instead of the past 10 years, it's now happened in a year. So acceleration of change is a lot quicker, and it also causes a lot more confusion because you need to be able to shift your budgets and shift your audiences and be able to use data in different ways. So it's a lot more confusing than it used to be.
So let's talk about data and the data signals you use. I know you work closely with your sister company Epsilon. Tell us how data is evolving, its use is evolving in investment in TV.
Yeah. So, the clarity of what I see in the market is there's programmatic CTV, which is CTV bought through programmatic means. And then there's direct CTV, which is linear or direct to source type of CTV dollars. The direct to source type of linear, say CTV, is based off of either networks or cable companies who have a one-to-one relationship with their users. So being able to use data like Epsilon has, which is US based household of PII, to set up targetable audiences and then push those audiences to our partners in a 80 to 90% match rate really just changes how linear addressable and TV in general is effective. And since the CPMs have started to become much closer to programmatic CTV, you now have a linear addressable TV and programmatic CTV kind of range in the same type of CPM. So it's very complementary to each other.
Tell us how mobile use and how mobile data intersects or impacts TV buying, if it does, and what that might look like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting for the year of mobile. I think that's always a headline at some point, but I think mobile is a very complicated piece of it of how do people consume large formats or video on their mobile devices. And it's a very, confusing market about how people are consuming, especially when we're staying at home. So we usually have our mobile device in one hand and the channel change in the other. So they do complement each other. And there are companies like Samsung who actually have the ability to own the TV and own the device in your hand. So I think you're going to see a lot of interesting things start to come from partners like that in the future. But I think mobile complements what people are doing because right now we're just stuck on the couches.
How do you see the changing landscape of data impacting the work that you have to do? Is it positive? Are there friction points? How do you see that part of the business?
Yeah, the ACR data is really a big game changer. I see from clients when you deliver a report that shows them their linear footprint and then their cord cutters in one simple presentation, it really brings light to what has changed in the market. So like in traditional formats of say a client buys 90% of the budget goes towards linear, and then they get a report from Samsung that says 50% of their users are cord cutters. Like those type of reports have really created a lot more clarity for clients around how they should approach it. And then the next question is how do they do it? So that's always the more complicated part. But ACR data has been a very useful tool to help understand the shift in the market.
I wanted to ask, as you speak to, clients, what's on marketers' agenda for CTV? What do they hope to get out of it? And, how is sort of the medium changing, if you will, to those demands around ad load, around units, other points? Where is that going? And what are the expectations of brands around CTV?
Yeah, I think brands are trying to understand it, just as quickly as the networks who are creating it. So all the networks are kind of creating their own streaming services. You have a lot of new products that are coming out from the networks and cable companies. So it's really is a joint partnership of trying to understand what is being sold and then what advertisers want to buy. I was watching your other videos, and it resonates even across the networks, is they want more clients to lean in and start testing stuff like linear addressable TV, so they can start to make a better product that aligns with the client's end KPIs. But at the end of the day, clients want to understand it. They want to buy more of it. They just need to make sure they're buying it the proper way.